Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name's Stephanie and today I'm so excited to be sharing some of my top recommendations for Cracked Polish's Memorial Day sale. First of all, a huge thank you to Cracked Polish for sponsoring this video. But if this is your first video of mine, Cracked Polish is an indie brand based in the beautiful state of Washington, and she usually comes out with these monthly collections that are just always so fun and creative, along with Jelly of the Month shades. This is her second year doing a Memorial Day weekend sale where everything is 20% off, it's site-wide, and you can save an additional 10% off if you use my discount code, which is Yogi10 at checkout. But anyway, I will talk a bit more at the end. For now, let me just show you my picks. Starting with some lighter spring picks, the first shade I have is Spring Sprout, which is a pastel minty green base with a vibrant green shimmer. I think this one came out last year and I just adore it so much. It gives me these Tinkerbell vibes with the soft color and soft sparkle. It has a lovely buttery smooth formula that's decently pigmented too. I think it covers up a good amount of nail line on two coats where it's not as sheer as other shimmers are, which I think is pretty impressive considering how light this color is, but you could always do a third. Next up I have Lilac Frosting, which is from the somewhat recent glazed and glossy collection this past spring. If you couldn't tell, this is definitely more of a pearlescent shimmer kind of formula, which I know can be divisive. This finish isn't for everybody, and I've mentioned it so many times before that I'm not usually a fan of pearl finishes because they normally are very, very brushstrokey, and while you do see some of that with this finish from Cracked, I feel like they generally are much softer and therefore just more flattering. This was incredibly pigmented too, so I got it fully opaque in just 2 coats, and I feel like it kind of gives it this soft pastel metallic sort of look, and I just especially love the color. Next up, I have one of the more recent Jelly of the Month shades called Breakfast at Monique's. This is a gorgeous Tiffany blue in more of a crelly formula, I would say. Jellies usually have a very juicy, translucent, or almost glassy sort of look, but as you can see, this one has a lot more pigmentation, so it looks a little bit more milky. The formula on the first coat might not look super impressive. It looks a little bit patchy, but it did even out really nicely on 2 coats. Again, it offers a lot of coverage, but it still has a little bit of squishiness that reveals some visible nail line. Then for some brighter pops of color, the first shade I picked out is Cheeky Bottoms, which is this gorgeous hot pink cream. There is not much else to say about this. It is just so flawless. I love the coverage and application on this one. It just felt so buttery smooth. It was super pigmented. Not exactly a one coater. I feel like it kind of looks that way on camera, but in real life I could still see some nail line, but it covers up fully in 2 coats and the color is stunning. If you somehow don't already have a neon pink in your collection, this is a great one. Then we have Cherry Sugar Water, which was from the Artificial Flavors collection last year. This one is a vibrant red in a somewhat squishy jelly base with a red shimmer. If you don't already know, Monique creates some of the most beautiful red polishes, and this is easily my favorite for a summer red. It's just so bright and fun and playful. I feel like the name is also so perfect, but I love the soft shimmer that this one has, especially paired with that jelly base. It just looks so juicy. Next, I have another cream. This is Bluebell Bonnet from the most recent Grandma Court collection. This is described as a medium blue cream, and it just is the most perfect, flawless, one coat formula. It's just so satisfying to paint with, and obviously the color is so gorgeous. I think I would say though it's a little bit more dusty or muted in real life. Moving into more autumnal colors, the first shade that I picked is Granny Walk, which is a rich metallic copper. This was another one coat formula, and I am just obsessed with the color. I already know it's going to be on my fall favorites wheel this year. I just love how cozy and fiery it is, and the one coat formula means it's going to be so perfect for nail art too. Next, I have Crisis Averted, which is a striking blackened blue with silver shimmers. This is another one coater for me personally, but I feel like if you do thinner coats, you might need two. But either way, it has a super pigmented base, and I just love how the shimmers still pop against it. Even though they're described as being silver, I personally see them as teal, and I just think it's so pretty and so moody. This next shade is from the same collection as the previous two, but I absolutely love it. It is called Wow, and it's simply described as a shimmering blurple. So I think I would say this is similar to the last polish where it's like a shimmery, almost metallic kind of shade. It also is incredibly pigmented too, so I feel like depending on your application, you might be able to get away with it in one coat, but I personally ended up doing 2 coats for this one. I think it just deepens up and evens out the base, and it really makes those shimmers shine. I think this is a stunning jewel tone for the fall or winter season, really living up to the name. And last but certainly not least, I have Cordially Invited. This is described as a chocolate cherry mocha jelly, and I absolutely am obsessed with the color. This is also what I would consider more of a true jelly polish. Hopefully you can see here on the first coat compared to Breakfast at Monique's that it's just a lot more glassy and sheer. So on 2 coats, I don't get nearly as full coverage as what I got with Breakfast at Monique's. You see a lot more visible nail line. And full disclosure, I did kind of struggle a little bit with the formula on this one. Initially, I found that it was a little too thick, so I did add some thinner to it, which definitely helps making it more even, but I would recommend doing 3 coats just to even it out as much as you can. I'm willing to look past the formula just because I love the color so much. So that wraps up my top picks for Cracked Polish's Memorial Day weekend sale. As always, I would love to know what you think of my favorites and if we have any in common. If you didn't know, I did also do 2 previous videos talking about my brand favorites, so I will have those linked down below if you want any more options. Though please make sure to double check the description box for the little coffin emoji, because it is possible that some of my favorites have been retired. So as a reminder, the Memorial Day weekend sale is going to be live on Friday, May 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, all the way through Monday, May 26th at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Going to be 20% off site-wide, which does include their newest launch called the Randos, which I just shared on my channel. The only thing that's excluded from the sale is the limited edition collab that they're doing with Arcana. And again, I am an affiliate with Cracked, so if you do want to save an additional 10% off, you could use my discount code Yogi10 at checkout. I will have both my affiliate link and code in the description box, so a big thank you to all of you who do support me through that. Even if you don't plan on shopping the sale this weekend, I would love to know if you have any favorites or recommendations. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!